West Ham 2, Arsenal 2. We dropped the bag with this one, man. Oh man, this one was a bottle. This one we did bottle a bit. I can't lie. 2-0 up once again. Back to 2-2. Don't know what to say, man. It was shocking. At 2-1, we had the penalty. Could have made it 3-1. Saka missed. You can't really get onto Saka for missing it. People miss pens, but it's like we missed the pen, concede 2 minutes later. That just like takes the stuffing out of the whole team, takes takes everything out of the team, the fight and that. Started the game extremely well once again, and I feel like some of these games we're starting so good that we go like 2-0 up, and then we're like getting a bit complacent where it's been so easy for us, and then we get caught and we get a goal against us out of nothing, and then the momentum switch is mad. And in football, momentum's everything really. So not everything, but momentum's huge factor. So you can see what's happening. I just don't know what happened. One thing I'm going to put in there is I don't think that their pen should have been a penalty. I have to say, from what I've seen after, that's a handball. People want to say it was near his body and that, but the rules of the game are simple. If it touches your hand or your arm in the lead up to a goal or to that, then it's a handball. So I don't get why that hasn't been looked at. And even the penalty itself, he slid in, but he barely touched Paqueta, and Paqueta has gone into him. Like, you got to look at that. Like, honestly, you have to look at that shit. But that's no excuse, because then at 2-1, we had a pen, we had the opportunity, to win the game, and we didn't. So that's not the reason we lost the game. But I just thought I'd put that in there. And just my opinion on the pen is that it shouldn't have been a pen. But regardless of any of that, what is Thomas Partey doing in that mid? He's been so solid all year. He had a bad game. Man. And it is what it is. Title's looking harder and harder right now. But listen, I've said for a long time, that the game against Man City is the decider of the league. And I generally believe that whoever wins that game will end up winning the league. If it's a draw, it will go down to the wire. Yeah. If Arsenal beat City, I think Arsenal will win the league. If City beat Arsenal, I do think City will win the league. Now, we've made a couple blunders the last 2 games, but all I can say is we haven't come out with an L in either game, which is huge for us, like, in a sense, because although they've been poor performances in the sense that we've started really well and we've dropped it to 2-2, Arsenal of other years, we lose them 2 games. When a team comes back like that, they end up winning the game. So there's positives to take from them, even though it's hard to take positives. Gabriel Jesus with another goal, that's a positive. And then Odegaard with another goal, that's a positive. Ben White with an assist. I think we've seemed more shaky with Saliba out of the squad. And Rob Holding hasn't really done much wrong, but Saliba's just a better player than Rob Holding. So it's just, you see the difference, right? Sometimes it's like little things that a player does that make stuff more comfortable for you that you don't realise. But it is what it is. Rob Holding, I feel sorry for him because he hardly plays all season, and then an injury happens and you go, oh, that's it, you're playing every game. These big games, these important games, these stressful games right near the end of the season when he hasn't been playing much. And I think, to be honest, he hasn't done bad. It's just Saliba's been so good for us this season. But listen, it is what it is. Well played, West Ham. Like, West Ham looked better than they have all season. It's honestly, man, people come to us and they just play better. Like, it's so mad. Like, that second half and the end of that first half performance by West Ham was top quality. And you look at them and you're like, this. If you were to look at it just in that game, you'd think they're nowhere near the relegation zone. You'd think that they're a team battling for the European places, like Europa League, Europa Conference League. And another thing that when I was watching the game, that I was thinking is, it looked like Declan Rice was basically saying to Arteta, come get me, showing Arteta what he can do in that midfield. And I'm telling you, if we get Declan Rice in the summer to add to our midfield, we will be a force. He is a quality player, and he showed it in that game. He was the best player on the pitch, in my opinion, from both sides. Easily the best midfielder on the pitch that game. And yeah, it was just, it's like it was almost like an audition for him. I was watching it and I was like, he's everywhere. He's trying so hard. Like, and I know he's the captain of West Ham and he's always going to be trying hard, but it just seemed like he was trying to prove a point or prove something in that game. And I think it was, come and get me, Arteta. He probably wants to come play for Arsenal. He's probably seen what we're doing, seen the players we've got, England internationals that he plays with, that he's probably friends with as well. He likes the manager. He's probably putting in a shift to show, come get me. And if we've watched that game and Arteta's seen it and he wants him, go and get him. Pay the money and get him, please, because he is the proper sort of player we need. A guy that can even be the captain of Arsenal Football Club. Obviously, you don't have to take it off Martin Odegaard. He's a quality captain. I love him and that, but it's just an option, you know. Maybe not the first year, but maybe a couple years down the line of him being at Arsenal, he could be an Arsenal captain. He's the West Ham captain, you know what I mean? He'll be looking at that England captaincy as well. I think currently the captain of England's Harry Kane. I don't know how the fuck that guy's a captain, but it is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? So listen, I would 100% take Declan Rice. But listen, what can we say, man? It was a heartbreaker, that one. It was really bad. Like the Liverpool one, I could take and say it's Anfield, it's Liverpool. And listen, West Ham away from home is not an easy game. It's not for a London club. Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea. For us lot, it's not an easy game away there. But the fact of the matter that we went 2-0 up and we should have been cruising and we fell back is just showing a bit of our inexperience, I think. So we need to pattern up on that. But listen, it's not over. We've still got it in our hands. Just go and do something against City, and don't worry, man. We can do something against City. You know, we can. That team can perform a game against City and get a result. If they want to win the league, they need to do that now. So even a draw will be a decent result at the Etihad. And I feel like if we get a draw there, it might even knock a bit of the stuffing out of them, thinking, fuck, man, that was our chance. They're focusing on Champions League. We both have tough games coming up. We've probably got the tougher games on paper. We've got like the Newcastles. We've both got Chelsea. We've got them at the Emirates. They've got them at the Etihad. But they've got a few games near the end of the season, Everton's and stuff, teams that can hold you to a draw or something when they're fighting for relegation. So hopefully, you never know, they could even drop points. But we'll see. There's going to be twists and turns in this season still to go. 7 games left. We'll see. Listen, someone said it online and I have to relay it. People want to say Arsenal bottling it, Arsenal doing this, Arsenal doing that. Listen, when you're getting draws in away games, you're getting draws, yeah, and you're disappointed and you're thinking, fuck, this may lose us the league. For me, that's not so much bottling it in the sense of the title, in the sense of it's only that this City team is unreal. Like, we're talking about one of the best teams in Premier League history, yeah, with one of the best managers in Premier League history, and with, if you're looking at the stats and that, the best striker in Premier League history. So we've got one of the youngest, if not the youngest team. On average, we've got the youngest team in the Premier League, and we're going toe to toe with Man City. So listen, it'll be a heartbreak if we don't win this league, and I think we still can, and I think we still will. But if we don't, people seem to think that Arsenal are only here and this is a one-off. Look at it properly. Look at the team we have, the youngsters we have, the manager we have. Yeah, we're here to stay. Yeah, this season's the start. Yeah, next season, if we bring in a Declan Rice, if we bring in a Caicedo, if we bring in a Vlahovic, yeah, our team's just going to get better. Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, Saliba, these guys, all of our players, they're just going to get better and better and better. So, like, at the end of the day, people want to say that's it. That we're getting, like, we've flopped it, we've bottled it. No, if we don't win, you could call it a bit of a bottle, whatever. But if Man City weren't as good as what they are, then it is what it is. It's like saying Liverpool bottled it all them seasons when they finished a point below Man City. That's not bottling it. I'll say it from now. If we finish 5-6 points behind City, we've bottled it. If we finish a point behind City, just that one or on goal difference or something like that. That's not bottling the league. It's just City are an unbelievable team, and you have to be near on perfect right now to beat them to that league. But it's not over yet. We'll see. And another thing is the people calling us bottle jobs are man that are sitting in fifth, Tottenham, man sitting in 11th, Chelsea. See that girl dancing around, wearing the mud. She's a Chelsea fan. She's saying us that are top of the league because we're joined with West Ham are in the mud. Now fix up, like, all right, please, man. If this girl ever see this clip, just fix up, mate. Like, I know she's doing it for attention and clout and all that. Yeah, I get it. I get it. She tried to kiss certain man, they didn't want it, bro. She got embarrassed. I hear it, you know. But listen, at the end of the day, they're gonna all have their laughs, and they can have their laughs, but they know deep down in their soul there's nothing to laugh about because we look quality and their teams look shit. So it is what it is. The only people I want to hear anything from if we don't win this league is Man City fans that win the league. They're the only people that I can hear it from. They're the only people. Yeah, Man United can't talk because they were in that little bit of a title race. They were not far off, and they bottled it long time ago. Long time ago, they fell out of it. Yeah, so they don't want to hear none of it. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts if you agree or disagree with anything I've said. Yeah, Unbiased Sports, the new shirt, Unbiased Sports. Peace.